In the aftermath of Spanish colonization of Central America in the 1500s, the peoples resident therein regrouped. Competitive business power through the cocoa bean in San Salvador, through silver mines in Honduras and Nicaragua, established a Hispanic enclave in Central America. But Hispanicization did not take place so much in all of Central America. Elsewhere in the Central Mountains and in the jungles of the Caribbean coast, Maroons, runaway black slaves, and defiant Indian tribes used the terrain to wage guerrilla warfare against the Spanish Empire. While the Maroons and Indian tribes tended to be far more egalitarian than the imperial hierarchy of Spain, the interest of military efficiency led to the emergence of a militaristic royalty in the Miskitu Kingdom, mangled by their British allies to be pronounced as Miskitu Kingdom. The Miskitu Kingdom sat on the Nicaraguan coast. One province was placed under army rule, pushing into Honduras and ran by Zombo soldiers, offspring of Maroons and Miskitu wives. One province had an official governor and another was under the direct administration of the king. The southernmost province faced the land of other Indian tribes, but the priority of the kingdom was to take the fight to the Spanish. Accordingly, it was assigned to the navy, which raided as far south as Panama. The Miskitu Kingdom had 4 provinces in total. The waters of the Caribbean are named after the Carib Indians, while the land of its islands is referred to as the Antilles after a legend of 7 bishops and their flocks who resettled across the Atlantic after the Moorish invasion of Spain. The Afro-Antillians, brought into the Caribbean coast of Central America by British and later American planters and construction concerns, followed the Afro-Hispanics, blacks acculturated into Hispanic society due to ancestral experience as slaves in Spanish colonies. The Garifunda descended from Maroons and surviving Caribbean Indians that banded together were deported from the Antilles and placed on offshore islands of the Bay of Honduras and mainland territory of the Miskitu Kingdom. In the case of the Miskitu Kingdom, the kings would quickly make their kingdom a protectorate of the British Empire, allow British planters plots of land with Afro-Antillean slaves kept on site by Miskitu warriors, and accept the resettlement of the Garifunda in their kingdom by their British allies. The Miskitu Kingdom would outlast the Spanish Empire in Central America, but just barely. American mercantile interests would arrive, and soon the idea of a Nicaragua canal brought about U.S. interest in betraying the Miskitu to the Nicaraguans. To maintain harmony with the U.S., the U.K. betrayed the Miskitu, allowing the conquest of their kingdom by the Republic of Nicaragua. Nicaragua did not respect native land title, but allowed American, British, and Nicaraguan planters to send in surveyors to divide up public land. These planters then brought in a wave of Afro-Antillean wage laborers in addition to the descendants of slaves emancipated generations ago.